If you're over 60 and mornings feel strange, unsettled, or simply off, you're not alone. Many seniors wake up and feel something is not quite right. Their blood pressure numbers may look normal. Their heart rate may not seem alarming. Their doctor may say everything is fine. And yet, the body feels different. There may be a heaviness in the head, a subtle sense of weakness, a quiet anxiety that appears without a clear reason. This feeling is hard to describe. And because it's hard to describe, it's often dismissed. Some people tell themselves it's just aging. Others worry that it's anxiety. Some fear something serious is being missed. Today, we're going to talk about this feeling calmly and clearly, because this feeling is real, and it deserves to be understood. Feeling off in the morning after 60 does not mean you are imagining things. It does not mean your health is failing, and it does not automatically mean something dangerous is happening. But it does mean the body is changing how it regulates itself. After 60, mornings become a sensitive time for the body. Blood pressure, heart rate, hormones, and the nervous system are all adjusting at the same time. In younger years, these systems adjust quickly and quietly. After 60, the adjustments are slower and more noticeable. That's why mornings can feel different, even when test results look normal. One of the biggest sources of confusion is that numbers don't always match sensations. You may look at your blood pressure monitor and think, "These numbers don't explain how I feel," and you're right. Blood pressure numbers are a snapshot. They do not show how the body transitions. Mornings are all about transition. You're moving from sleep to wakefulness, from lying down to standing, from a calm nervous system to an active one. During this transition, the body is temporarily less stable. That instability can feel like lightheadedness, mild nausea, a heavy or foggy head, a faster heartbeat, a vague sense of unease. These sensations are subtle, but they are very real. Another reason this feeling is so confusing is that it often fades on its own. You may feel off for 10, 15, or 30 minutes, and then feel better. This makes you question whether it mattered at all. But recurring patterns matter more than intensity. A feeling that happens often, even if it's mild, deserves attention, not panic. Attention. Many seniors worry that feeling off means something is being missed medically. They fear heart problems. They fear stroke. They fear silent illness. While those concerns are understandable, most of the time this morning discomfort is related to how the nervous system and circulation are adjusting, not to sudden disease. Another common reaction is self-blame. People think, "I must be doing something wrong." But this is rarely about doing something wrong. It's about the body needing more support. During transitions, support is not weakness. It is adaptation. One of the most important messages you'll hear in this video is that after 60, the body does not like to be rushed. Rushing amplifies symptoms. Slowing down reduces them. This is not because the body is fragile. It's because the body is more sensitive. Sensitivity is not failure. It's feedback. Your body is communicating more clearly than it used to. The problem is that no one teaches us how to interpret these signals. So we either ignore them or fear them. Neither approach is helpful. In this video, we will break down exactly why mornings feel different after 60, even when blood pressure looks normal. We will talk about the nervous system, hormones, sleep, and medications. We will also explain when this feeling is harmless and when it deserves medical attention. Most importantly, we will talk about what helps the body settle. Because feeling off does not have to become your normal. Clarity reduces fear, and calm routines support the heart. As we move into the next part of this video, we'll start by defining what this off feeling actually is. Because once you can name it, it becomes much less frightening. When seniors say they feel off in the morning, they are rarely talking about pain. They are talking about a subtle mismatch between how their body feels and how they expect it to feel. It is not dramatic. It is not always easy to explain, but it is persistent enough to notice. This feeling often begins shortly after waking. You open your eyes, and something feels different. Not wrong, just different. Your head may feel heavy. Your body may feel slower than usual. Your motivation to get out of bed may be lower. You might feel slightly unsteady when you first sit up. Your heart may feel more noticeable, even if it is not racing. And emotionally, there may be a quiet sense of unease. This combination is what many seniors describe as feeling off. One of the most confusing parts is that none of these sensations are severe. There is no sharp pain, no intense dizziness, no obvious emergency. That makes it easy to dismiss. But dismissing does not make the feeling go away. It often returns again the next morning. Feeling off after 60 is rarely caused by a single system. It is usually the result of several systems adjusting at once. The brain, the heart, the blood vessels, the nervous system, all of these systems must transition from nighttime mode to daytime mode. After 60, that transition is slower and less synchronized. This lack of synchronization is what creates the off feeling. Let's break down the most common components of this sensation. First, there is mental fog or heaviness. This is not confusion. You know where you are. You know what day it is, but your thinking feels less sharp. This happens because the brain is sensitive to small changes in blood flow and oxygen delivery. Even a slight delay in circulation can affect clarity. This does not mean the brain is damaged. It means the brain is waiting for circulation to fully stabilize. Second, there is physical sluggishness. Your muscles may feel less responsive. Standing up feels like more effort than it should. This is not weakness in the muscles themselves. It is a temporary delay in how the nervous system activates them. After 60, nerve signals travel more slowly. That delay is small, but noticeable during transitions. Third, many seniors experience a sense of internal tension or anxiety. This anxiety often has no clear thought behind it. You are not worried about anything specific, but your body feels slightly tense. This is important to understand. This type of anxiety is often physical, not psychological. When the nervous system senses instability, it releases stress hormones automatically. This happens even when there is no danger. The result is a feeling of unease, without a clear cause. Fourth, there may be changes in balance or steadiness. You may feel unsure on your feet for a brief moment. This does not mean your balance is failing. Balance depends on blood flow to the inner ear and brain. During the morning transition, that blood flow may be temporarily reduced. Once circulation improves, steadiness usually returns. Another common feature is increased body awareness. You notice your heartbeat more. You notice breathing more. This heightened awareness can make sensations feel more intense than they actually are. This is why some seniors worry that something is wrong with their heart, even when it is functioning normally. The heart is simply responding to the body's need to stabilize circulation. Feeling off is often time-limited. It may last 10 minutes. It may last 30 minutes. Rarely does it last all day. This pattern is important. Symptoms that improve as the morning goes on suggest a transition issue, not ongoing disease. Another key point is that feeling off often improves with movement. Gentle walking, light stretching, sitting upright. These actions help circulation catch up and calm the nervous system. This is another clue that the issue is functional, not structural. Many seniors worry that feeling off means their blood pressure must be abnormal. But blood pressure numbers often do not explain this sensation. Blood pressure may look normal. By the time it is measured, the instability happened earlier, during the transition. This is why numbers and feelings sometimes do not match. Another reason this feeling is misunderstood is that it is rarely discussed. People feel embarrassed to mention it. They worry they will sound anxious or that it will be dismissed, so they keep it to themselves. But this silence increases uncertainty. Uncertainty fuels fear. Fear worsens symptoms. Understanding breaks that cycle. Feeling off after 60 does not mean something is wrong with you. It means your body needs more time to adjust between states. This is a normal part of aging physiology. What matters is how you respond. When you rush, ignore signals, or panic, symptoms intensify. When you slow down, observe, and support the body, symptoms often soften. This is not about controlling the body. It is about cooperating with it. In the next part of this video, we will focus on the nervous system. We will explain how the nervous system changes after 60 and why it plays such a central role in the off feeling. Once you understand that, the morning experience becomes much clearer and much less frightening. To truly understand why mornings feel different after 60, we need to talk about the nervous system, not in medical jargon, not in complicated terms, but in a way that explains what your body is actually doing. When you wake up, the nervous system is the body's communication network. It decides when the heart speeds up or slows down, when blood vessels tighten or relax, how quickly the body reacts to change. In younger years, this system is fast and flexible. Transitions happen smoothly. After 60, the nervous system becomes more sensitive and sometimes less coordinated. This shift is subtle, but it has a big impact on mornings. There are two main parts of the nervous system that matter here. One is the calming system, which dominates during sleep. The other is the activating system, which prepares the body for movement and alertness. At night, the calming system is in control. Heart rate is lower, blood pressure is steadier, breathing is slower. This allows the body to rest and repair. In the morning, the activating system must gradually take over. This handoff used to be quick and quiet. After 60, it often becomes uneven. Instead of a smooth transition, there can be overlap. The calming system may still be active, while the activating system turns on. This overlap creates mixed signals. The body may feel both tired and alert, both calm and tense, both weak and restless. This mixed state is a major contributor to the off feeling. Another important change is signal speed. Nerve signals travel more slowly with age. This does not mean nerves are damaged. It means responses take longer. When you stand up, the nervous system needs to react quickly to maintain blood pressure and balance. If the signal is delayed, blood pressure can dip briefly. The brain notices this immediately. The result is lightheadedness, fog, or unease. Another factor is stress hormone sensitivity. After 60, the nervous system often becomes more reactive to small changes. Even minor instability can trigger a stress response. The body releases adrenaline to protect itself. This can increase heart rate, tighten muscles, and heighten awareness. This response is automatic. It does not mean something is wrong, but it can feel uncomfortable. This is why some seniors feel anxious in the morning, without knowing why. The anxiety is not coming from thoughts. It is coming from the nervous system. Another shift involves recovery time. In younger years, the nervous system recovers quickly, after brief stress. After 60, recovery takes longer. So even after circulation stabilizes, the nervous system may remain slightly activated. This prolongs the feeling of being off. Sleep quality plays a major role here. Fragmented sleep, frequent awakenings, or early morning waking keep the nervous system on alert. When the nervous system does not fully rest, it starts the morning already stressed. This makes transitions harder. Medications can also influence nervous system balance. Some medications increase sensitivity, others blunt responsiveness. Neither effect is inherently bad, but both can change how the body handles mornings. This is why two people of the same age can feel very different in the morning, even with similar health conditions. The nervous system is highly individual. Another important concept is predictability. The nervous system likes routines. When mornings are predictable, the system learns what to expect. This reduces overreaction. When mornings are rushed or chaotic, the nervous system stays on guard. This increases symptoms. This is why calm routines are so powerful after 60. They train the nervous system to respond more smoothly. It is also important to understand that nervous system sensitivity is not a flaw. It is an adaptation. The body becomes more cautious with age. This caution protects against injury, but it requires cooperation. When we fight it, symptoms increase. When we respect it, symptoms often soften. One mistake many seniors make is assuming that nervous system symptoms mean psychological weakness. This is not true. The nervous system is responding to physical signals, blood flow, hormones, posture, sleep. These are real influences. Understanding this removes shame and reduces fear. Another common misunderstanding is that nervous system symptoms should always show up on tests. They often do not. Tests capture static information. The nervous system is dynamic. It reacts to change. That is why mornings feel different, even when test results look normal. This leads us to an important point. Feeling off in the morning is often a timing issue, not a disease. The nervous system is adjusting to being awake, upright, and active. It needs time. When given time, it usually stabilizes. In the next part of this video, we will talk about why blood pressure numbers can look normal, even when you feel unwell. This will help explain why reassurance from numbers alone sometimes feels incomplete. One of the most confusing experiences for seniors after 60 is this. You feel unwell in the morning. You feel dizzy, heavy, uneasy, or weak. But when you measure your blood pressure, the numbers look normal. This disconnect can be deeply unsettling. You may wonder, is this all in my head? Am I overreacting? Am I missing something serious? The truth is, blood pressure numbers do not always tell the full story, especially in the morning. Blood pressure measurements are snapshots. They capture one moment in time. They do not capture how the body moves from one state to another. Mornings are all about transition, and transitions are where numbers can be misleading. Let's talk about why this happens. First, timing matters. Most people do not measure blood pressure at the exact moment symptoms begin. They feel dizzy. They pause. They sit down. By the time the cuff is on and the measurement starts, the body may already be stabilizing. Blood pressure may have dipped briefly and then recovered. The number you see is not the number that caused the sensation. This is one of the most common reasons. Numbers and feelings do not match. Second, blood pressure fluctuates quickly. Blood pressure is not a fixed value. It changes with posture, with breathing, with stress, with movement. These changes can happen within seconds. A brief drop when standing can resolve by the time you sit. The monitor does not capture that dip. It captures the recovery. Third, blood pressure does not reflect everything the brain is experiencing. The brain is extremely sensitive to changes in blood flow. Even a small, brief reduction can create noticeable sensations. Blood pressure numbers may still fall within a normal range, but the change itself is what the brain reacts to. It is the shift, not the absolute value. This is an important concept. After 60, the brain reacts more strongly to fluctuations. Stability matters more than numbers. Fourth, blood pressure monitors do not measure nervous system activity. The nervous system plays a huge role in how you feel in the morning. Stress hormones, breathing patterns, and alertness levels all influence sensation. You can feel anxious, shaky, or unsettled, even when blood pressure is technically normal. The monitor cannot detect this. It only measures pressure. Fifth, the position in which you measure matters. Many seniors measure blood pressure while sitting calmly, but symptoms often occur during movement or standing. Blood pressure while seated may look fine. Blood pressure while standing may behave very differently. This difference is rarely captured in routine home measurements. Sixth, emotional state affects readings. If you feel anxious, blood pressure may rise slightly. If you feel calm, it may fall. But these emotional effects do not always match physical sensations. You may feel physically unwell while emotionally calm, or emotionally uneasy while physically stable. Numbers cannot separate these layers. Seventh, blood pressure guidelines are based on averages. They do not account for individual sensitivity. Two people can have the same blood pressure and feel very different. After 60, individual response matters more. One person may feel fine at a certain level. Another may feel lightheaded. Neither response is wrong. The body's tolerance changes with age. Eighth, focusing too much on numbers can actually worsen symptoms. Repeated checking creates hyper-awareness. Hyper-awareness activates the nervous system. This can prolong discomfort. Numbers are useful tools, but they are not the whole story. They should guide decisions, not dominate attention. Another important point is that blood pressure numbers do not reflect recovery time. How quickly the body stabilizes matters just as much as the number itself. A brief dip with quick recovery is very different from a prolonged drop. The monitor does not show recovery speed. Only your experience does. This is why doctors often ask questions like, how long does it last? What makes it better? How often does it happen? These answers matter more than a single reading. It is also important to understand that normal blood pressure does not mean the cardiovascular system is perfectly balanced at all times. It means it is generally within safe limits. Within those limits, there can still be fluctuations. These fluctuations are often felt before they are seen. This does not mean something is wrong. It means the body is communicating. The key is learning which signals matter and which are part of normal adjustment. In the next part of this video, we will talk about how sleep, hormones, and medications influence morning sensations. These factors often explain why some mornings feel worse than others, even when numbers look the same. Understanding these influences will help you respond more calmly and more effectively. To understand why some mornings feel worse than others after 60, we need to look at three powerful influences that work together: sleep, hormones, and medications. Each of these affects how the body feels in the morning, and when they interact, the effects can become much more noticeable. Let's start with sleep. Sleep is not a single state. It is a cycle of stages that repeat through the night. In younger years, these cycles are deep and stable. After 60, sleep often becomes lighter and more fragmented. You may wake up more often. You may wake earlier than you want. You may feel as though you never fully rested. Even if you were in bed for many hours, the nervous system may not have fully recovered. When sleep is fragmented, the body does not fully switch into deep repair mode. The nervous system remains partially alert. This matters in the morning. A nervous system that did not fully rest starts the day already stressed. Transitions become harder. Blood pressure regulation becomes less smooth. Heart rate becomes more reactive. The off feeling becomes more likely. Now let's talk about hormones. Hormones follow daily rhythms. In the early morning hours, the body releases hormones designed to wake you up. One of the most important is cortisol. Cortisol is not a bad hormone. It helps regulate blood sugar, supports blood pressure, and increases alertness. But after 60, the timing and sensitivity to cortisol can change. Cortisol may rise earlier, or the body may respond more strongly to it. This can create sensations such as restlessness, internal tension, faster heartbeat, difficulty relaxing. At the same time, adrenaline may also increase. Adrenaline helps the body prepare for activity, but too much, too quickly, can feel uncomfortable. This hormonal surge is one reason mornings feel intense for some seniors. It is not anxiety in the psychological sense. It is a physiological awakening response. If sleep was poor, this hormonal response may be exaggerated. The body is compensating for a lack of restorative rest. Now let's talk about medications. Medications are often essential. They support heart health, blood pressure, sleep, and comfort. But their timing matters. Many medications taken at night are still active in the morning. Some reach peak effect during early waking hours. Blood pressure medications, sleep medications, and medications that affect the nervous system can all influence how mornings feel. This does not mean medications are wrong. It means their effects interact with sleep and hormones. For example, a medication that lowers blood pressure may work very well overall, but combined with lower nighttime blood pressure, dehydration, morning hormonal shifts, it can contribute to lightheadedness or weakness. Similarly, medications that help with sleep may still be calming the nervous system in the morning. This can make it harder for the activating system to take over smoothly. The result can be sluggishness, fog, or delayed alertness. Another important factor is medication combinations. Each medication may be appropriate on its own, but together, they may increase sensitivity. This is especially true after 60, when the body processes medications more slowly. What worked perfectly at 55 may feel different at 65 or 70. This is not failure. It is change. Another often overlooked factor is hydration related to sleep and medication. Many seniors limit fluids in the evening to avoid nighttime bathroom trips. This can lead to mild dehydration by morning. Diuretics can worsen this effect. Lower blood volume makes blood pressure regulation more challenging. This contributes to morning discomfort. Another layer to consider is sleep posture. Sleeping flat for many hours changes how blood is distributed. When you stand, gravity suddenly pulls blood downward. If the nervous system is slow to respond, the brain may briefly receive less blood. This creates the off feeling. Medications can slow this response further. This does not mean posture is wrong. It means transitions need support. One of the most confusing aspects of sleep, hormones, and medications is variability. One morning feels fine, another feels difficult. This variability often reflects changes in sleep quality, stress levels, hydration, medication timing, not disease progression. Understanding this variability reduces fear. It allows you to look for patterns instead of assuming something is wrong. Another important point is that many seniors blame themselves for feeling unwell in the morning. They think, I must not be sleeping right. I must be doing something wrong. In reality, many of these changes are biological. They require adjustment, not judgment. This is why routines matter so much after 60. Consistent sleep schedules, calm mornings, predictable medication timing. These routines help the nervous system. Anticipate transitions. Anticipation reduces overreaction. When the body knows what to expect, it responds more smoothly. In the final part of this video, we will bring everything together. We will talk about what actually helps the body settle in the morning, when feeling off is normal, and when it deserves medical attention. We will also connect this video to the rest of the series, so you can continue learning without fear or confusion. By now, you can see that feeling off in the morning after 60 is not random, it is not imagined, and it is not simply in your head. It is the result of how the body transitions from rest to activity. The good news is this: most of the time, there are simple ways to help the body settle. And just as importantly, there are clear signs that tell you when it is time to seek medical attention. Let's start with what actually helps. The most important principle is to support the transition. After 60, the body does not respond well to sudden changes. It responds best to gradual shifts. This begins the moment you wake up. When you first open your eyes, do not rush to move. Give your body time to recognize that it is awake. A minute of stillness can make a noticeable difference. Slow, calm breathing is one of the most powerful tools you have. Deep breathing tells the nervous system that there is no emergency. It reduces unnecessary adrenaline release and helps circulation adjust smoothly. This is not meditation. It is physiological support. Another helpful practice is sitting before standing. Moving directly from lying down to standing creates the largest challenge for circulation. Sitting first allows gravity to begin redistributing blood without overwhelming the system. Hydration also matters. Even small amounts of water in the morning can support blood volume. You do not need a full glass immediately. A few sips are enough to help. Gentle movement helps the body finish adjusting. Light walking, stretching, or simply standing and shifting weight activates the muscle pump. This helps blood return to the heart and brain. Movement should be calm and controlled. Rushing defeats the purpose. Consistency is another key factor. The nervous system learns patterns. When mornings follow a predictable routine, the system reacts less aggressively. This reduces the off feeling over time. Another important support is reducing early morning stress. Avoid checking alarming news. Avoid difficult conversations. Avoid rushing tasks. These stimuli activate the nervous system before it is fully ready. Protecting the first hour of the day is one of the most effective ways to improve morning comfort after 60. Medication timing should also be reviewed thoughtfully. This does not mean changing medication on your own. It means being aware of patterns and discussing them with your healthcare provider if needed. Sometimes small timing adjustments make a big difference. Now let's talk about when to worry. Most morning discomfort after 60 is not dangerous, but some signs should not be ignored. Seek medical attention promptly. If morning symptoms include fainting or loss of consciousness, chest pain or pressure, severe shortness of breath, new confusion or difficulty speaking 10, sudden weakness on one side of the body, vision changes that do not resolve. These symptoms suggest that vital organs may not be receiving enough blood, or that another serious condition may be present. Another reason to seek evaluation is change in pattern. If you have always felt mildly off in the morning, and suddenly symptoms become much worse, last much longer, or happen at different times of day, this deserves attention. Patterns matter more than isolated episodes. Frequent falls or near falls, related to morning symptoms, also require medical review. Preventing injury becomes the priority. Do not wait until something serious happens. It is also important to seek help if symptoms do not improve. With supportive routines, if you have slowed down, hydrated, adjusted movement, and symptoms remain severe or persistent, further evaluation is appropriate. The key message here is balance. Do not panic over every sensation, but do not ignore clear warning signs. Knowledge allows you to respond appropriately. One of the biggest benefits of understanding the morning off feeling is confidence. When you know what is happening, fear decreases. And when fear decreases, the nervous system stabilizes more easily. This creates a positive cycle. Calm supports circulation, Circulation supports clarity. Clarity supports confidence. Before we finish, let's connect this video to the rest of the series. Feeling off in the morning often overlaps with morning blood pressure spikes, sudden blood pressure drops, early morning heart rate changes. That is why these videos are meant to be watched together. Each one explains a different piece of the same puzzle. If you want calm, clear explanations about blood pressure and senior health, this channel is designed for you, not to frighten, not to overwhelm, but to help you understand your body as it changes. If this video helped you make sense of how mornings feel after 60, consider subscribing so you can continue learning without fear and without rushing. In the next video, we will explain why blood pressure can spike or drop suddenly in the early morning hours and what to do about it safely. That video builds directly on what you learned today. For now, remember this: feeling off in the morning after 60 is often a signal to slow down, not a sign that something is wrong. When you listen to the body and support its timing, mornings become easier. Thank you for taking the time to care about your health.